All right, y'all, we're gonna make a Manwich recipe. Yes, I got the no sugar added. You know, things you gotta watch. And I'm using ground chicken today. So we're gonna use ground chicken and we're gonna make Manwich. We're gonna make it a big thing. I'm gonna split it in half. And you're gonna see how easy this is for dinner. All right, guys, I got my cast iron. I do have it on high. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil. Just a little bit. Make sure the chicken don't stick. All right, you guys, my cast iron is hot. I can feel it. You don't touch cast iron when it's hot, but I can feel the heat coming off of it. We're gonna add our ground chicken to it. All right, guys, I know you hear that sizzle. Chicken's in. So now we're just gonna kind of let it cook for a second, and then we're gonna kind of, I use a meat masher, but you just kind of gotta break it apart a little bit. Alright guys, so as the chicken's cooking, you can see I broke it up. I'm going to add some, I call them toenails, but they're dried onions. I think it helps the flavor a little bit. Yes, I know there's still grease in here, but watch it work. You don't have to do this stuff. This is just what we like to do. I'm just going to mix it in, let it cook, add some flavor. And I'm just going to let it finish cooking now. Alright guys, so this is where you'll take your bread. You can cut it in half, you can cut it this way. I scoop out the middle. And that way, because we all know that Manwich is saucy. That way, all your saucy goodness stays within the bread. And all I would tell you is be sure to cut a good chunk out, but do not cut too deep. So, just like that, we've created a hollow boat. Alright guys, so once the chicken is well and cooked, or beef, whichever you prefer, you could even do it with turkey. I'm not going to do it with turkey. But anyways, once you get your meat well and cooked, we are now going to add our can of sauce. Because let's face it, that's basically what makes Manwich. So, I opened my low sugar added. No sugar added. We're just going to pour it directly on top of this chicken. We're just going to stir it around, leave it on heat. Make sure that you incorporate all parts of the meat. Turn it down on low. And let it cook. Alright guys, so I just turned my oven on high broil. I'm going to broil it just kind of crispy edges to keep its shape so that when I put all the meat in there, it doesn't fall apart. We're just going to crisp right through here. It shouldn't take longer than 30 seconds, especially if you have it on high. Alright guys, fresh out of the broiler. It took about a minute, but I like mine super crispy through here. So, now we're just going to assemble everything. Alright guys, so now that our bread is done, our meat is done, we are just simply going to fill in our bread. You know, normally this would make for 2 of these, so you could make 4. However, there's only 2 of us, so I'm not going to make that many. Now, at this point, you can top it with cheese if you want to. I don't. That's just not how we were ever served it. So now we're just going to cut it in half and eat it with french fries. Give me a second, and I'll show you the final. Alright guys, I'm serving these with what I call McDonald's french fries. They're the shoestrings from Walmart, but that is your final sandwich.